Alright, hello YouTubers. This is going to be just a quick review of a 2008 Specialized Stumpjumper FSR comp 26-inch wheeled mountain bike. My basement review, as you can see, I'm in my basement. My bikes. My other bikes. Anyways, I figure I'd make this video for those of you who were thinking about maybe buying a used Stumpjumper FSR comp, and you just had some questions. I didn't see any YouTube videos from this make and model and year on the internet, so I figured I'd make one myself. I've had this bike for about 4 years. I've ridden it 4 complete seasons. I ride it a lot. I average at least 60 rides, real trail riding a summer. There's Willie, the kitty cat. So it's had its fair share of abuse. It's been my only trail bike I've had during that time. I live in southeast Wyoming. I live in Cheyenne. I live in Laramie too, which is about 50 miles west of here. And there's some really great single track about 50 miles, or from here about 30 miles away, 25 miles away or so. And yeah, this is my main trail bike. So anyways, I guess I'll start from the back. This has a SRAM X9 rear derailleur. It's been a really great rear derailleur. It's pretty stout. It shifts amazingly. I had never had any problems shifting with this in my 4 years of owning it. It's really nice because when you're going up hills even, you know, you barely have to let off the pedals to shift this if you're going to drop into a lower gear. So the X9 is one of the best you can get out there, and it's one of the main selling points on this bike is the X9. To me, the rear derailleur is, you know, one of the most important parts of the bike. This is a 3x9 configuration as far as the rings go. 3 up front, 9 in the back. Most bikes companies are moving to a 2x10 configuration right now for cross-country trail bikes, all mountain bikes, mainly because they want to, you know, give you a little more clearance down here, you know, lose some weight with this extra ring. And you know, with the 2x10, you're getting a better, just a better shifting experience. You know, your chain's less likely to pop off, and you're less likely to, you know, cross the chain going front and back. So, you know, but this works out. I don't use the big ring ever. As you can see, I've busted off some of the teeth because that's, you know, the lowest contact point. When you go over a rock, you're going to bash one of these teeth off. And the new ones, I think, have a chain. The new Stumpjumpers at least have a guard that will protect the teeth to some degree, which is nice. I ride platforms on mine. I've experimented with clipless, but when I get into hairy stuff, I like to be able to bail. I know some people swear by clipless, but I'm a big fan of platforms. I use clipless on my road bike. They don't have them on now, but that's because I was riding it around town. But I think definitely on road bike I'd use clipless, but I think there's a place for platforms on mountain bikes. The front suspension is Fox 120 millimeters of travel. It's lockable. If you are going to get a new one of these, make sure the suspension's in good shape. Mine needs rebuilt. It's losing some gooey stuff around there, which isn't good at all. You can lock this out. I've never had a need to lock it out. I don't feel like I ever would, but I don't know. I guess it's nice if you want to. This has the Fox Triad, which is a really nice rear suspension. To me, this is one of the highlights of the bike. It has the famous pro pedal position. Basically, the pro pedal position, when you leave it switched there, it allows you to ride on. To ride without bobbing up and down, but it'll absorb big hits when big hits present themselves. So if you're riding on a level trail or slightly uphill and you jump off a 6-inch rock, for example, it's gonna absorb that rock, and then you'll be able to pedal out of there without bobbing. You can also open it, so you know if you're going downhill, like when I'm going downhill, I'll open up my suspension and lower my seat and just shred down the hill, and it's nice to have all that travel. You can also lock out the rear suspension too, but to me that's, you know, if I wanted to lock it out, I'd get or if I wanted a full rigid bike, I'd get a rigid bike. I've never actually used that. But that's just me. Let's see, what else do we have on here? The seat post has kind of been something that has sucked on this bike, I'm not going to lie. It's either if you have this thing too tight, it's going to creak like crazy and drive you bonkers, or if it's too loose, you're going to fall down an inch or so every mile and have to adjust the thing again. My next bike is definitely going to have adjustable seat posts on the back. I thought they were kind of gimmicky and non-reliable until I actually rode one when I was in Moab last week, and I'm kind of a believer now. I am going to drink the Kool-Aid on my next bike and get one. Avid Juicy brakes, they've been pretty good. I've never really had to service them that much, which is nice. I've had to replace the pads myself. In 4 years of riding this bike pretty hard, got the suspension rebuilt twice, and one full teardown where they replaced the cables, the hydraulics, all that stuff. And you know, my bike shop, when they did that, they basically cleaned the bike. It looked like a new bike for about one ride, and then it was back to looking like this again. I did switch out the grips. I have Uri grips on here, which I think are from motocross. Actually, they're really nice. To me, they're the grippiest grips you can get. I put those on all my bikes. This has been a great bike, as I said. I'm about 5'9", 5'10", so I probably should have gotten a medium, but I ended up getting a large bike. Specialized as a small, medium, large, extra large, etc. You can go on their website, get the dimensions to, you know, find your size. But I tend to have a shorter inseam. Like I said, I should have gotten a medium because I rode my buddy's medium last week in Moab, and I felt like I had a lot more control on it. I felt like I could get a little more squarely on it, and it was a little lighter, and it just felt more comfortable to me. So my next bike is going to be a Specialized Stumpjumper FSR Comp 29er. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Say that 5 times fast. But it's going to be a medium frame, because this is a large frame. I rode the medium, and that thing, the medium on the new 29ers just felt amazing. Like I said, this is a little bit too big for me. I feel like my center of gravity is too high on this bike too. I feel a little lower on the new ones, the 2013s, which gives me a little more confidence going downhill and, you know, around corners and whatnot. But yeah, that's going to be my next bike. I am definitely a big fan of the Stumpjumper. I think it's a great trail bike for those of you who ride, you know, cross country / all mountain style. I don't think you can go wrong with the Stumpjumper. It's just a great bike for that sort of application. That's why I'm going to go back to Specialized again. I've looked at the Rumblefish and a couple other options, and you know, the Rumblefish, I don't think you get as much travel in the front suspension, and I don't think the components are as nice for the money. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the Specialized. And initially I was worried about the new bikes having the 2 rings up front, because I thought you would be sacrificing the granny gear, but you know, after riding it, I didn't notice any difference. I think there's still 22 teeth on the small ring on the new ones. Of course, with the 29er, your ratios are going to be different, but I don't know. For those interested in one of these bikes, I would say, yes, they're amazing bikes. Just make sure it's been well maintained, and you should have a lot of fun. These bikes are meant to last, and you know, it's a bicycle, so anything that's broken can be replaced, maybe except for the frame. If the frame's broken, you might be screwed, but whatever. Anyways, thanks for watching my YouTube video. Say hi, Willie. Say Willie, say bye. Willie says bye. And Tommy says bye. Thank you. Leave any comments or questions at the bottom, and I'll try to get back to you. No trolls.